getting you the latest on the ongoing quota stir that's taking place in Bangladesh. It has taken a violent turn. Now, the unrest that began on the 1st of July following the High Court's reinstatement of the freedom fighters quota, which reserves 1/3 of civil service posts for their descendants. Now, this stir began after that. Since then, the situation in Bangladesh has escalated, and now we've been seeing violent clashes with the death toll rising to at least 39. Now, thousands of people have been reported injured as the protests continue to sweep across Bangladesh. Now, demonstrations escalated when Sheikh Hasina refused to meet the demands of students who are leading this protest. She cited court proceedings. Now, the protests again turned violent this week following clashes between thousands of anti-quota demonstrators and members of the student wing of Sheikh Hasina's Awami League party. The police had to resort to using rubber bullets, tear gas and noise grenades to disperse the protesters, but that was of no avail. In the light of the ongoing quota violence that's taking place in Bangladesh, India has issued an advisory to its nationals and students residing in Bangladesh. Now, the advisory strongly urges them to restrict their movement outside the premises, their living premises, to ensure that they are safe. Now, this precautionary measure also comes as these clashes continue to erupt across various parts of Bangladesh following the High Court's reinstatement of the freedom fighters quota. Amidst the ongoing protest, there is also a lot of politics that's happening in India. India has taken note. The government has issued advisories. They are closely monitoring what's happening in Bangladesh. But when it comes to politics in India with regards to what's happening in Bangladesh, it's PDP Chief Mehbooba Mufti who has made an appeal to the External Affairs Minister. She has urged the minister to urgently intervene and ensure the safety of thousands of Kashmiri students who are currently living in Bangladesh. We have Pooja Mehta joining us as we get more updates. First of all, Pooja, to just put this in context for our viewers, what was this High Court ruling about, and what is this freedom fighters quota that has caused this kind of a violent unrest across Bangladesh?
Remember, in 1971, the War of Liberation was fought, and thereafter, in 1972, this ruling was brought in where a percentage of quota was reserved for children of freedom fighters. Thereafter, in 2018, the same Sheikh Hasina government had scrapped that ruling. But in a couple of days ago, when the Supreme Court of Bangladesh was hearing the matter, they had overturned the earlier ruling. But now the students are out on the streets. They have been saying that the job opportunities as far as government jobs are concerned should be based on merit and not on 1/3 of the quota reserved for children of the freedom fighters who participated in the 1971 war. And thereafter, the government was showing slight high-handedness and they were not willing to bow down under pressure. But thereafter, we've seen mindless violence has been witnessed across parts of Bangladesh. And as we speak now, internet services continue to remain suspended. There is perhaps no traffic movement that is going on in Dhaka and other parts. Train services have been completely shut down since 12 noon yesterday till this time. And so far, official sources have confirmed 18 people have lost their lives. Most of them are students who were out on the streets to protest. There's also a journalist from Dhaka Times who's lost his life, and scores have suffered bullet injuries. Remember, police, border guards, Bangladesh, Rapid Action Battalion, paramilitary forces have been trying to contain the violence, and the students have been agitating in Dhaka and across several universities. And while trying to contain the situation, the paramilitary and the police had lobbed tear gas shells, had resorted to firing of rubber bullets, and that's when this huge casualty has been reported. Scores of students have suffered bullet injuries and are currently undergoing treatment at hospitals.
Okay, Pooja, I'll come back to you because we'll also get more information on what was the moment when the unrest or when these protests turned absolutely violent. But before that, let's also tell our viewers about the latest reaction that's coming in from the MEA. MEA spokesperson has informed that the advisory has been issued to Indians who are in Bangladesh, and they've gone on to say that this advisory goes on to appeal to Indian nationals, including students and residents in Bangladesh, to be safe and to reach out if there is any assistance that is required. Some helpline numbers are also operating 24/7, and they're monitoring the situation. Let's listen in.
All our Indian nationals are safe there, and we have a large student community, as I told you, 8,500 students or thereabout. Many of them pursue medical education also in that country, so they're all safe and sound, and we are in touch. They are in touch with our High Commission, with our Assistant High Commission as well, and we are regularly keeping in touch with them to render all assistance, any assistance that they may need.
So, Pooja, an advisory has been issued by the MEA, and the Indian government is constantly monitoring the situation as it's now playing out. Thank you for getting us that update. We'll come back to you later to get more information on the way that things are panning out. But let's also get you another big story that we are tracking, and this is about violence that broke out in United Kingdom's Leeds, and this happened yesterday after the social services removed 4 children from a family of East European descent. Now, rioters burned vehicles, pelted stones, and even broke the windows of a police car and flipped it over. According to reports, one of the child was taken to the hospital to be treated for an injury a few days ago. The injury was caused by one of the siblings. Now, reports say that the hospital authorities reported the case to social services, and the children were taken away from the family, leading to these protests. While the property around Hare Hills in Leeds was damaged, there were no injuries reported. We have Rishabh joining us on the phone line. We are seeing these protests that have broken out in Leeds. Vehicles have been torched. There is vandalism of a large scale. Take us through what exactly happened and what led to this, the severity of the violence. Okay, so Rishabh will join us shortly on the phone line, but on your screens are pictures of the violence that has taken place in Leeds. This is in United Kingdom, and this happened yesterday. The case that we're talking about is that when social services removed 4 children from a family of East European descent. There were rioters who came onto the streets. They burnt vehicles, they pelted stones, and even broke windows of a police car. And they also, in fact, flipped over this police car. Rishabh is joining us. Rishabh, almost absolutely shocking scenes of violence, of arson, of rampage that has taken place in Leeds, United Kingdom. Take us through the genesis of everything that happened.
So if we talk about what's happening in Leeds right now, initially the reports came in that the authorities have removed 4 children from a family for certain reasons. After that, this news spread in the area, and the arson, the rioting began, and this has now spread in the our surrounding neighborhoods as well. The authorities are very clear: do not speculate the reason of disorder. We are trying to bring order back, things back in order. As of now, the violence has not stopped. It's still ongoing, and the arson, the rioting that we are witnessing in Leeds is definitely shocking. And also, there is a lot of disinformation or misinformation on the social media regarding the violence, and that is further fueling the issue in the region.
All right, so that's the latest coming in. What else are you hearing when it comes to, an official word? What is the situation currently? Do you have any information on that, Rishabh?
What we know right now, the situation is more or less under control. The riotings have stopped, but the situation remains tense. As of now, is what we are given to understand. The authorities are very clear. They have said, do not go by the speculations of this disorder. Do not go by what you see on social media.
Okay.
Stay home. Do not be part of any disorder.
Okay. So thank you, Rishabh, for getting us the latest. So authorities there in Leeds are saying that do not follow anything that's, any rumor mongering that's taking place on social media. The priority right now is to ensure that situation is under control. We're also keeping a close watch on that story.